All right, so I'm sitting in the um, room waiting for the doctor. I went and saw the surgeon last week, so this is my private physician that I came to see, and she has to do an EKG. They do a depression screening. Um, they do my blood pressure, the usual stuff, just to see if I am physically fit and healthy enough for surgery number 14, which I'm hoping that is the case. But one of the things that I've noticed, let me see if I can't turn my thing around, but the labels on the drawers in my doctor's office are like bad porn names, like bad medical porn names. You got anal scope 1, throat culture 5. Now, throat culture 5, I like. Throat culture 5 sounds good. Wet mount 3, viral culture 3, chlamydia swabs 5 wouldn't be a good porn name. I mean, unless you're into that type of thing, and I'm sure somebody's into that. What else? Biobags 10. Biobags 10 sounds good too. Pap bottles 8. I don't know, but I guess Pap scrapes 1. Jelly 1. Long swabs 1. Anyway, stuff to think about while I'm sitting here, thinking about surgery number 14. I still have to catch you up, but while we're in the midst of the pre-op and the coronavirus pandemic, a little levity would be good. This will be my 14th or 15th time doing pre-op appointments. I'm just glad to be getting it over. One of these episodes, we'll talk about some of the challenges of, my workplace and some of the other stuff, because a lot of times it's not just about the surgeries, it's also about what's going on around you, and it's a doozy once I start talking about work and some of the obstacles that have been placed in my way, the failure to accommodate my disability. You have the doctor that says, hey, he needs to be on those crutches every day to go to work, and how my current job, which hopefully will soon be my former job, would not want to accommodate that. And it was weird because they'd go, you need to do a reasonable accommodation request, but we denied that, because, we can't accommodate your, whatever. But then, once I'm off work and like, okay, whatever, then it's like, oh, you need to come to work. You need to come to work. And then I'll go to work, and then they'll be like, oh, no, we can't accommodate what's the name, your disability. So, I think people need to be mindful of that. I hope that karma comes back on people like that. And also, last night I went to Walmart, America's favorite place, and this is a super Walmart that always has like 1,000 people. So just a PSA real quick, that being obese is not a disability. If you're just overweight and don't want to walk through the store, that's not what those are for. And you probably should, if you're so obese that you don't want to walk through a store, you probably should be the one person that's walking through the store. Obesity is not a disability. Don't take the electric carts with you if you're just fat. Too bad, so sad. There are people that cannot walk. There are people on crutches or long-term walking supports that need those, or people who have appliances inside their body that preclude them from walking. I don't want to use the electric scooter. I would much rather walk into the store. I hate having to use the electric scooter, as a matter of fact, but I have to. Otherwise, it would take me too long to crutch. I can't carry anything if I'm on crutches, so having the basket and a place to sit really helps me to get through the Walmart or Target or whatever it is. And don't let your kids play on the damn thing. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell people this, but I have to tell people this because, until stores are responsible enough to understand that they need to monitor who gets on there. And I know it's tough, you just can't just walk up to a giant fat person and say, hey, do you have a disability? You have to just trust that they need it, but then order some more. Walmart, the Walton family is making enough money to have enough electric carts in the store, so just a PSA. And if you please be an advocate and an ally with those of us who have disabilities. If you see somebody playing on the damn thing, tell them not to waste time. There are probably people waiting for them. And if not, it should just be sitting there. So you could be charged and waiting for a person that actually needs to use it. I'll get off my soapbox now, but that's a really important problem. And I know we're here to talk about my legendary left-leggedness, but these are also ideas that come around. So every now and then we'll, talk about a topic that's less related to this pending surgery and more related to quality of life for people in these situations. And I get it. I probably would not have been sensitive to this 11 years ago, but 10 years ago, my life changed and my ability to move around has been altered for the rest of my life. And so now I'm very sensitive to it. And it has been something that I've come to live with. So, please be an ally. It's, I feel like I walk into meetings and interviews and situations already with 2 strikes. I heard that a lawyer told that to a group of friends of mine. I walk into places with 2 strikes. I have this color skin in America, whether you agree with that or believe it or not. I absolutely believe it. So if I'm delusional, maybe this country will prove me wrong. And then I have a disability, which makes people think that I'm not a whole person. I'm not a full person and don't require the same considerations as another person because, I'm just hurting. They're just things that I can't do even though I want to do them. So keep that in mind. Please like and subscribe my channel. Set the notifications on so you can hear when I post new episodes and new information. And we'll see how this goes. I will talk to you after the doctor talks to me. But right now, I'm looking pretty good as far as being healthy now. According to this chart in here, I am obese class 2. But, sorry to ramble on, but I'm a descendant of slaves that were mated to be bigger, larger, faster. And then you put up a chart with obvious Eurocentric standards of what size I should be when my ancestors were mated like horses to create the largest people. So when it comes to being this size, right, I'm probably pretty predisposed to it because everybody in my family is kind of shaped like me. My youngest daughter is shaped exactly like me, and for those of you that know, before needing this surgery, I swam a mile 4 or 5 times a week. I lift weights, I do push-ups, I'm very active, I walk miles, I travel around the world and I walk miles, and I haven't been under 200 pounds since the 9th grade. So, and in 9th grade, I played football. All the years of middle school, junior high school, I played football. All my years of high school, I played football. I went to college and worked out with my best friend and all of our friends every morning, right? And so I'm not unhealthy. Knock on wood, I don't have diabetes or hypertension, high blood pressure, none of the stuff that plagues people who are overweight and in my system. But when I look at a chart that tells me I should be 175 pounds, I look back at that chart and say I haven't been 175 pounds since 7th grade. So, food for thought. All right. Love you all. Like and subscribe. I will let you know how this goes.